nice. It was a kind of a warm night. A cool but not cold morning, so I'm gonna pack up my stuff before the sprinklers go off at 7. Get a burrito at the store and eat that and head down the road to as far as I can get today. It's a beautiful day.
He's into it.
Yeah, it's a duet.
My name's Misha. You know, I was the one who maybe did a backflip in a video earlier.
Yep, you're the one.
The bike packer from Minnesota.
And we're buds now.
We're buds. We hung out all day. It's been really nice.
We had a rest day
resting.
today, yeah.
Yeah, I got rain gear and just met cool people, and like I already feel like I'm part of the bike packing family. Yeah, so I took an Amtrak from Minnesota to East Glacier, and I'm just heading out to Seattle, maybe down the coast to Portland. I will run out of money. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. I got hit by a truck earlier this year, and it changed my life. So I decided might as well bike pack. Sounds cool. I've only camped like a few times before in my life, and I've never done more than 15 miles until a week ago. Now I'm riding out like 70 plus.
So, but your first days were Glacier Park.
Yeah, my first days were like Rising Sun Road and East Glacier on the these huge expanses, beautiful mountains, and just mad climbs. Like 50. I woke up at 4 and I biked about 15 miles to Whitefish. Booked it on over here. Had the worst ride of my life on, I don't know, my first week, and it was rainy and I haven't dealt with that before. I broke a spoke and I was on the gravel the highway was terrible. I cried and I was screaming at semis, but you know.
I've never screamed at semis or motorists.
yeah, no one ever said that.
Yeah. That's great. And then you got here last night a little after we did, and pretty much everybody else moved on, but there were about 5 or 6 people down there, and then Zach was here, and
hub over here. We got 2 other Minnesota bike packers today that we passed.
Oh, that's right, in town. Yeah, super
cool dudes.
Yeah,
they're hustling. They're doing like 85 miles a day.
Yeah, they started
June 2nd.
Yeah,
it's not even July yet.
Yeah, and they're almost done.
They could finish in 2 days if they wanted.
Yeah, they could finish 2 days. That's crazy.
But their friend's not gonna pick them up until July 4th or something.
Yeah, so I think they're slow walking the last part. I told them the Canadian section is so beautiful and awesome that they ought to take their time, and they said, well, we do have time, so that's great.
Yeah,
and they were nice guys.
Are you doing anything on July 4th?
I don't know even where I'll be.
Yeah, me neither. I guess maybe I'll try to do some festivities somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe I'll make it to Spokane by then.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing that. That's
of course.
Great. It's going to make it. So today I'm going to head into the wilderness for about 3 days. Probably no cell service towards Pullbridge. I don't know how far I'll get. Maybe to Ford's cabin. And if I do, I'll probably catch up with my Kiwi buddies, and I hope that's the case. If not, I'll probably see them down the road. But I've got a delicious burrito. It's not beans, Brian Van Duzer, but it's sausage and eggs and all kinds of stuff, so I'm gonna eat that. Eureka, Montana is great. Plenty of services, nice people, and it's a great place to stay, free camping. This part is built in 1892, donated by the Duke Baneys. The Duke Baneys. That sounds like a bluegrass band or something. So I think I'm gonna, okay, I've got an idea. I'm gonna learn an instrument, like the banjo, and I'm gonna start a bluegrass band called the Duke Baneys. And I hope the Duke Baneys don't sue me, but that's my plan. Right off, we got a 7% grade. Whew. Man, that'll burn off the burritos. Maybe I should jump on one of you and take you down to Mexico instead of this cycle. What do you think of that? Couldn't ask for anything better than this. unless it was downhill all the way, but I'm not going to complain. I'll complain later when the hill goes really steep uphill.
The guy I met last year's got the roll off or whatever. He had a service kit en route, but
Yeah.
I called Landers. I was like, dude, he's coming. You got the service kit, and they had it. A lot of people in America don't, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that common, man. We got it put aside for him. That's the only thing with those, you know. We were talking about Van Duzer has a friend, John and Mirror,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he had and I've seen him have to go in there and replace. Is it cabling in there or something? There's some kind of cable that he had.
Yeah, on the other side,
He's
there's
a
the shifter.
mechanically, yeah.
Yeah, you can open up the shifter and change the cables, but you cannot open the box.
It's met 3 guys, 2 from Switzerland, whose names I promptly forgot. I think one of them is Thomas, and a guy from Portland, Oregon. And of course, they went way ahead of me. Yeah, it was fun talking to them. And I'm back on the gravel, which I'm really happy about. But that road was great coming up. About 20 miles of beautiful pavement, no traffic, little tailwind. Oh my God. It was freaking beautiful riding. The cold water. Man, this road is rough. Still climbing, but almost to the top. I've hiked the bike probably half of it, so probably a couple miles. And man, oh man. Left knee's a little tweaky, but it's not a big deal. I don't want to push it too much more. After the top, it goes down. Yeah, this is not great conducive gravel for riding. Very big and very loose. Wow, holy crap, I'm finally at the top. This is 3:15, left at 8:30 this morning. Got 25 miles in. I'll probably, maybe go another 5 or 10. Feeling good, but glad that climb's over. Wow, I'm at the top. I'm the champion. Made it to Two Chuck campground finally. Holy Lord. I'm gonna sit down for a few minutes and see if I should continue to Ford Cabin or someplace beyond here, because it seems to be downhill and I might do that. So more to come. So I made the decision to head beyond Two Chuck. It's mostly downhill and just want to put in some more miles. 90% of this ride is half mental, as Yogi Berra would say. My body's still working and got to keep my brain going and find a good place to camp tonight. So behind me, those massive big mountains is Glacier Park. Our Glacier Park is. Those mountains behind me, those big ones, are in Glacier National Park. I guess I can go to the Canadian border. It's only 6 miles. Yeah, if I look at the map and Polbridge is downhill all the way, which I doubt, I will do that tonight. Get a cabin, but I doubt it is. So probably look at the map and then most likely find a campsite. Wow, I'm proud of myself. Really cool that I pushed through today. So that way, I've got some glare on my lens. It's all filthy, full from scum and muck, like me. That way is Canada, 6 miles. There's my bike performing beautifully. I don't want to jinx anything, but it's performing exceptionally well. And I'm going to go that way. That's Glacier Park. That's the northwest corner of it. Wow. Stopped here at this Ford's Cabin. I guess it's a National Forest Service rental thing. Got an outhouse, a little barbecue pit. It's locked, unfortunately. Today was a good, tough day. And I was going to go to that Tuchuk campground where I think the Kiwis went last night. But I stopped there, looked around, and said, no, I'm going to push to this Ford Cabin that Zach told me about, the other bikepacker guy. So I'm just going to kind of stealth camp here and hope everything goes well tonight, and then maybe Polbridge tomorrow. I don't know. Good morning. I'm getting my stuff together, largely packed, but you know, takes a while, and discovered another issue with the little stove. The igniter screw comes out, which is really annoying. So I'm going to fix it. The good thing is the screw is that big. See that in there? So I get to fix that with my very nimble and dexterous hands. Hot. The igniter repair was a bust because the little tiny screw dropped in the ground and I can't find it anywhere. I'll probably look at this video in 6 months and go, oh yeah, there it is. But anyway, lost the video. I have a lighter, so it's not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. I contact the company and tell them to send me a tiny little screw when I get home. But sun's up. Still debating whether to go to Polbridge or just jump on over Red Meadow Pass towards Whitefish, maybe go all the way to Whitefish, which is 45, or go to Polbridge and hang out there. It's kind of a cool place. I don't know. I'll make the decision shortly. I'm here at the Red Meadow Junction. I can go to Polbridge that way, 5 miles, or go to Red Meadow and just continue on the route. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on the route. I'm afraid if I go to Polbridge, I'll just sit there all day and eat pastries, and then, I don't know. I have all the food I need, and I want to move. So ran into Stan from yesterday. He's from Northeast Portland. Talked about the bike bus, which I think Bruce and Andrea had told us about. It's where they get kids together once a week, like 50 or 100 kids, and then just all ride as a group to school, wherever they go to school. Pretty cool. I'm really grateful about the campsite last night. I was a little apprehensive. I don't know why. There's a lot of people down the river's just down maybe quarter mile down the road, and there were a lot of people with fishing boats and driving back and forth, and I thought somebody might have a problem with me camping there at the cabin, but nobody bothered me. It was quiet, wasn't too cold, and took my sweet time like I always do. And so now I'm going to get on the bike and haul ass for me. Man, I was riding by a minute ago and I heard 3 rifle shots really close, and I'm sure he's pointing in a different direction, but it was a little unsettling. Climbing to Red Meadow Lake and maybe all the way to Whitefish today if I can. I'd love to get to that bike hostel. The gravel's so freaking loose and ugh. So I'm making a snail's pace. And and it's a grueling slog again, but I guess I'll get there. Gotta get to the pass and then mostly downhill. Scenery is beautiful. I have to keep reminding myself to look up. Really want to enjoy it more. So I think once I get over the hump, I'm going to sit in my chair that I almost sent home the other day. Now I continue to trudge. It's way steeper than it looks. This road keeps giving. It's like now it's like quicksand gravel, so you can't even push up. Man, be glad to get this one done. Stunning. Oh man, I'm not sure. I think that's something, Red Lodge Lake or something. Get to Red Meadow Campground, beautiful lake here. I'm gonna get my chair out and sit on it for a while. Maybe camp here, I don't know. I really don't want to because I want to keep going, but see how I feel, see if I rejuvenate. But look at the beautiful lake. I'm going to Whitefish. 30 miles, mostly downhill. I've got to crest the pass, which is just up here, and I'll be cussing myself in about 15 minutes, but for a short time. And then I'm going to go over the pass and buzz into Whitefish as best I can, and either stay at the hostel or the Hiker Biker State Park and fight this, oh god, stupid headwind. Anyway. It'll all be fine, and I'll have a good time. So I was getting ready to leave Red Meadow from lunch, and a guy named Jason from Hillsboro, Oregon, Intel guy on his sabbatical, he left from Eureka this morning. So he rode, let's see, he's probably 65 miles in, and he's going to Whitefish. He's in for almost a 100-mile day. He's got some family support. They're carrying some of his weight, so, and he looks like one of these fit cyclist guys, those guys. Anyway, and then two other guys just went the opposite way. They're heading north, so they didn't stop. But so cool to see people on the route. My costume change helmet indicates that I will now be going faster than 3.1 miles an hour uphill, because that is downhill, and there's a guy, there's a rider. They're doing a loop from Whitefish, but so I'm heading to Whitefish. Oh my god, yeah. Woohoo! Wow, what a difference downhill makes. Oh yeah, this is more like it. Oh! What a recovery. What a stupid move. It's been a great day of downhill after that miserable frickin' uphill. This is really nice pack gravel here. So I'm really happy about this. I'm cruising into Whitefish. It's been almost always all downhill since Red Meadow Pass. I'm grateful I stuck to it again and just kept pushing up that first side and then climbing and pushing, and I sat there for about an hour, ate lunch and stretched, and I think this is going to be a good day to look back on. Look at the lovely tarmac. My first sight of Whitefish Lake. Holy crap, that's a big one. Where am I? Whitefish State Park. It's a nice campsite. There's 3 people from the Czech Republic here. I'm gonna get up and either walk or ride into town and get some food. I'm gonna get up and start moving, otherwise I'll never get out of bed. I'm riding unloaded this morning.
1,000 feet, turn right.
Oh, thank you, Google. Being a tourist day in Whitefish is pretty nice. It's warm and tons of tourists for the 4th of July weekend. I was able to get some delicious food at Buffalo Cafe, French toast, and finally get a journal post done. Talk to some people, talk to Jen and my mom, and so I'll putter around town for a little while longer, get some ice cream and maybe pizza, and then head back to camp. Heading out of Whitefish. Actually a nice town, not bad. Have a spinach smoothie at some place or another. Oh my God, vegetables. And then Mackenzie River Pizza. So I'm heading to the campsite. What a day. It was great to spend the time in Whitefish, kind of just not really being a tourist, but just sitting there and wandering around town and resting. So 8 days on the bike is a lot, and some people do it with fewer days of rest, but not me. So I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow. Probably get down to I don't know, what, Big Fork maybe. Hopefully the Kiwis will hook up. They're still in Whitefish, but they're 7 miles outside of town, so we didn't get to connect. But I probably will see them tomorrow or at some point. Anyway, I'm back at it tomorrow, and I hope Jen is okay. Jen and Lisa are going to see Jen's mom and Juju in Colorado, who's on hospice and not doing well, and hopefully Jen and Judy can get there, before she passes. And I don't know what's going to happen, and then what happens to my ride, is secondary. Certainly, it'll be a logistical challenge for me to get to Denver if something happens, when something happens. So we're just gonna have to figure it out if I'm in the middle of if I'm in Ovando or someplace like that. Probably in the next few days it's going to be difficult for me to get anywhere if something happens, but we'll figure it out. And but all we can do is just take it a day at a time. There's a convenience store here. Coming into town, Whitefish has tons of stuff. Pop-Tarts, Snickers, Triple Shot, stuff to replenish my trail mix. I'm in good shape. And there's my buddy from the campsite, and it's a beautiful day here in Whitefish. Look who's back. They pulled up behind me, the Kiwis. Anyway, so we're all headed to the same place today. So I'm gonna get on the road because I have 40 miles to do. I'm alright, don't you buddy, blah 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 blah. I'm alright, don't nobody worry about me. Nice riding today. I'm on tarmac down to Ferndale, Big Fork area, maybe 40 miles or so. I think we're coming into Columbia Falls here shortly. Columbia Falls. Nice little park in Columbia Falls, I think it is. Bill's over by the play equipment. He wants to stay for a few more hours and play. I don't blame him. Pretty crazy 4th of July holiday, people. But we're turning off onto River Road shortly, which should be a lot quieter, hopefully anyway. Headwinds, headwinds. Oh my God. I'm guessing 20 mile an hour headwind. Boy, shift. A beautiful day of riding. Glad to be connected with the Lukers again for a while, and we'll see what happens today. Jen and Lisa took off in the car to drive to Colorado to see her mom, so hopefully their trip is going well. I'm just showing the flag flying in the wrong direction, which is directly at me, which means headwind. They're pretty respectable today. It's been kind of a grind on this beautiful road. I'm on the flat, probably going 8 miles an hour, pedaling as hard as I can.
Go camping with it, and so we'd have like a roof box, a bike on the top, bikes on the back, and then everything just rammed to the gills with the dog,
Sweet.
all our camping kit. And so it would be
Nice.
like dragging bumper everywhere.
We rolled into Ferndale, overheated and worn out. Had I been a conscientious videographer, I would have gotten some more footage of that evening, but of course I didn't. Note to self. We ate some burgers at a little food stand and watched buses of rafting outfitters coming and going. Campground was still another 3 or 4 miles back the way we came, not that far, but the idea of slogging back up the hill sounded dreadful. We were wiped out. So I asked one of the bus drivers, a guy named Robert, if he would take all of us and our gear to the campground. He agreed, but could only fit 3 people and bikes plus the trailer in his truck. So I rode with Ellie, Bill, and Robert in luxury, while August followed on his unloaded bike. Robert refused to take any money and wished us well on the remainder of our trip. Trail magic. Wayfarers Campground on the northeast edge of Flathead Lake had everything we needed. Showers, charging ports, nice campsites, and we had a comfortable night and left early the next morning. It was the craziest I've ever been on. How you like this chair, Bill? Huckleberries.
You're on the wrong road, man.
That's the vine. It's okay, Bear. We're just passing through. Thunderstorms.